The second team tonight to advance to the state tournament in Fargo next week. Who will join Minot High School? For the Bismarck Demons, they are led by their senior guard, Natalie Bruner, who exploded for 24 first-half points last night. And Natalie Bruner finishes with 32. Tonight she's going to come out and try to, well, I guess duplicate that performance from last night to advance her team to the state tournament. Only problem is, standing in the way is a juggernaut in Bismarck Century. Jack Michaels, Don Hanson, Leslie Jacobson, Dr. Rod Jonas. We've got Wade, we've got Andrea standing by. The action is here, and the semifinal game, Century and Bismarck, is next on West Dakota Fox. In your family. Boy, what do we have for an encore tonight? It's Bismarck and Century. Let's go to the voice of the Bismarck Civic Center, Dick Carlgard, for tonight's starting lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Bismarck Civic Center and the 2000 West Region Girls Basketball Tournament. This tournament is sponsored by the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Our last game tonight will be another semifinal game, and we'll have the Century Patriots meeting the Bismarck High Demons. The winner of this game will advance to the state tournament and will meet the Minot Majets tomorrow night for the regional championship. The Demons will be the home team on the scoreboard. And here are the starting lineups. Starting at a guard for Century, a 5'7" senior, number 15, Sarah McNulty. At a guard for Bismarck High, a 5'6" junior, number 5, Natalie Brunner. At a guard for Century, a 5'10" senior, number 35, Kelsey Nieswag. And at guard for the Demons, a 5'5" junior, number 13, Emily Knoll. Starting at center for Century, a 6'1" senior, number 55, Ashley McDermott. At the third guard for the Demons, a 5'8" senior, number 15, Megan Espeland. Starting at a forward for Century, a 5'9" senior, number 11, Mandy Holden. Starting at center for Bismarck High, a 5'11" senior, number 55, Lindsay Ness. At a forward position for the Patriots, a 5'9" senior, number 41, Lacey Armstrong. And at forward for Bismarck High, a 5'10" senior, number 43, Lacey Dewall.
It's Bismarck and Bismarck Century. Certainly no secrets between these two teams. The telecast of these tournament games has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. And this should be a fun one tonight between Bismarck and Bismarck Century. Century coached by Dean Straley, and these are the comeback kids. Yesterday, Leslie and Dawn, Dr. Jonas, this team was searching for an offense for 3 quarters, then exploded for 26 points in the 4th quarter.
I'm sure Coach Straley would like to bottle that up and turn it loose right from here, right from the beginning tonight.
I'd like to bottle that 4th quarter and watch it again.
Bismarck Century right here in the state's capital city. The tip knocked around, scrambled, Brunner has it. That's Natalie Brunner, and she draws a bumping foul. Nieswag, Kelsey Nieswag was part of that big comeback in last night's game. Mandy Holden hit some big shots last night for Century, and that upset of Dickinson. The Bismarck Demons out with Emily Knoll. This is Esplin, almost a 3-guard look for Bismarck with Brunner, Knoll, and Esplin.
They're chasing Brunner.
And inside Ness and Lacey Dewall. There's a shot blocked. Ashley McDermott certainly came up big last night.
Right.
For Century, and she starts out again.
She right from the beginning, she went right after him. Century's out of the box and chase, and that gave Brunner trouble last night, so we'll see what happens today.
Nieswag, guarded by Esplin. Pass inside and a tricky one. Dewall ties up Armstrong, and Century will retain possession. Armstrong, Holden, McDermott, Nieswag, and McNulty. 3-point shot, no good. McDermott's fouling, though, over the back of Brunner on the rebound.
Here we're taking a look with the Tool Crib of the North, and that time Natalie Bruner with great weak side position. Ashley McDermott just gives her a little bit of a push, little body, little foul.
They go back to Bismarck, decked out in white. The brown trim and the Century Patriots. Their Spirit of 76 colors with the red, white, and blue. Three-point shot off the mark. Knoll trying that. Ball loose on the floor. Esplin keeps it alive. And well, we've had 3 face-offs already here in this first quarter between the two schools.
Bound to be a little excited.
No scoring as of yet. 6:53. That's Knoll to Esplin. Thinking about it. Now the ball above her head and takes a dribble. Tries to penetrate out there on Armstrong. Good pass to DeWall and a good shot. We saw in our last game with Minot's Jamie Glick, if you're going to leave these girls open from 13, 14, 15 feet away, uncontested, well, that's like shooting in the driveway.
These girls have improved so much over the years. They just shoot the ball so well anymore.
Backdoor cut, great cut by Nieswag, great pass by McNulty.
If you're going to overplay, go the back door.
Tied at 2. Here's a pass inside net. Jump shot good. Lindsay at 5'11". Well, Leslie, she does a number of things well, but she's got the long limbs, and she's able to get that ball and keep it up, and can shoot from the top of her reach.
The key you said was she keeps it up. She doesn't bring it down for anyone.
And she challenges shots on, on the defensive end, as we're looking at right now. She just does an all-around good job defensively.
McNulty, her shot off the mark. Ness tips that ball to Emily Knoll. Bismarck does not have the numbers. Knoll brings it out. Now the cross-court pass. Good look. Esplin running jumper good. Bismarck distributing the wealth. 3 players with 2 points. A 4-point lead. 5:20. Gene Manson, Jeff Risk, the officials here this one. Nieswag travels with the basketball. And boy, that Esplin.
She's causing a lot of problems right now.
She makes me nervous watching her play. 6-2. If you just joined us here on West Dakota Fox, it's a pleasure to have you aboard for this West Region Girls Basketball Tournament. Minot High pulls off the upset of Mandan prior to this semifinal game. Williston will play the loser of this game tomorrow right here on the network. Shot up and off the mark, ball out of bounds. Century, I believe, the last to touch it, and Bismarck will get it. And I believe we've got McNulty bleeding from the knee. And there'll be a substitution. Julie Mork coming in. Yeah, Sarah McNulty, to show you, I mentioned there have been 3 face-offs already in this game, and
right,
blood is drawn. And, Don, there's another rule that has come into play here in basketball. We talked about the 3-point line and all the other things, but there's a blood rule.
Right, if there's visible blood, they have to come out until they get it under control.
Foul on Megan Esplin, her first personal first-team foul. Breaking the action with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter. Here for the Bismarck Civic Center, it's Bismarck High 6, Century 2. We're back with more on West Dakota Fox.
Known Ken Conrad since he was a kid. I watched him grow.
Right here, Century is trying to enter the ball inside. That's the main part of their game. They're a very physical team, and if they can get inside, they're going to have a chance to win this game. So far, Bismarck High's played some great defense, but that's going to be the key if they can get inside.
Century to live action. They do get it inside. Then the shot is up and off the mark. McNulty back in. And the ball knocked out of bounds. Bismarck has it. McNulty had to get to the pine because her knee was bleeding. Now she's all bandaged up along that knee. Might be a mass shooting by the time this game is over. These two schools. Bruner in the paint, in traffic, forces one up, partially blocked. The rebound to the Demon. And Knoll's shot is off the mark. There's Ashley McDermott. The Twin Towers underneath. Ness for Bismarck. McDermott for Century battling. And an errant pass. Demons have another crack but can't convert. DeWall there though, and her shot is fouled for the backside. I believe Maddie Holden got caught behind.
Here we're taking another look and talked about last game, weak side board position, and there Lacey DeWall just has great weak side position.
First free throw up, no good. Substitutions for Bismarck.
Bismarck's trying to find a little outside scoring right now to take the pressure off from Bruner.
DeWall hits 1 of 2. She has 3 points now. So DeWall is out. Pam Weigel is on. We saw Annie Bossler check in. And also into the game is Betsy Olson, a sophomore for Bismarck. She was right there creating havoc with Holden. Century gets it across the timeline. Mork in the game, posting up. Here's Holden. Her shot, no. McDermott, the board, no. Ness, the rebound. But she came over the shoulder of Julie Mork, and Lindsay Ness the foul as we take another look from Tool Crib of the North.
Disposition basketball here. Ball goes up, coming down. Nice position there, and we got a foul.
First personal on Ness. Now the errant pass picked off. Well, Weigel doesn't take her long to really establish her presence in a basketball game.
She gets a piece of the basketball and creates a little problems defensively. Quick inside.
Bossler, high post entry. Weigel outside, and the shot up but off the mark by Olson. And Mork is there for the board.
That last possession for Century, Bismarck High looked a little bit confused defensively, so it looks like they're back in the swing of things here.
Mork had 5 big rebounds last night in Century's win over Dickinson, and asserted herself well in a high-low with her and McDermott that created some problems for the midgets. McNulty just dribbled into too much trouble right there and turned it over.
Century's trying to force the ball inside, and they may have to take the 12 or 15-foot jumper and loosen things up that direction.
Ness, 1 on 3, shot no good.
There's Weigel again.
Great weak side rebound by Weigel. She is fouled as she goes back up.
Here we're taking another look, and Pam Weigel does a good job fighting on that offensive glass, gets the ball, doesn't put it on the floor, turns around, goes up for a shot. 2
shots coming for Weigel. The foul on McDermott, her second personal. Weigel throws one in. Nice smooth shot. She has a good shot, and she's just a sophomore. Seen some great underclassmen. McDermott with some, well, I guess first quarter foul trouble is off. Back into the game, Lacey Armstrong. You know,
if these underclassmen and all these teams keep improving, this is going to be a fantastic tournament in a couple of years.
West Region girls basketball is in good shape for years to come, judging by this tournament already. There's some, you know, it's really a mix of some great seniors and great upperclassmen, then with the juniors, the sophomores, and freshmen. Now, this region's in good shape.
All the teams have such good blend. Some people were worried about Mandan with 9 seniors, but their JVs were 16-4 and their sophomores were 16-4, so they seem to be in pretty good shape too.
Bismarck by 7. Dr. Rod Jonas.
Yeah, Century is sort of playing the way they came out the other night, a little slow offensively. That's been sort of the story for them this year, and they've got to get in the swing again, things again. They just have a hard time scoring.
Nieswag, yeah, you're right. I mean, 2 points in the first quarter last night to begin their game. Great point, Coach.
We're on track again.
They had a 5-point third quarter, a 2-point first quarter. And now a violation. Nope, a timeout. It'll be a short timeout. We'll keep it here. 9-2 with 2:09 remaining in the first quarter of play. And I tell you, here at West Dakota Fox, we're awfully pleased to be bringing you the pictures and sound of the West Region Girls Basketball Tournament. A lot goes into bringing this broadcast and telecast to you. A big thank you from all the folks involved in this, from MDU to Results Unlimited of Minot, Lurch Productions out of Harvey, Mid-Continent Cable, a big hand in that, E-Vision from Minot, the University of Mary, boy, and all the staff that has been assembled to bring you this telecast. Well, I came from Fargo. Don, you're running over here. Leslie jumping there. That's just the people on there. Actually, the people behind the scenes, which are the true people to get this thing done. It's incredible. So a big thank you to all those sponsors, number one, and the hard work being put in. We're having the most fun out of everybody.
Well, we want to thank them for inviting us to be a part of it.
Nieswag. Couple dribbles, cut off now. Bounce pass, good entry, good position by McNulty, and she draws contact. Leslie, that's a guard underneath there, but she's a very strong guard.
And physical. She's fighting for position in there, had nice position, got a great feed too, so good job, hats off to Century that possession.
The foul goes against Bismarck's Megan Espliter, second personal, third team foul. Here's McNulty. I can't help but flash back to last night, Don, when Sarah McNulty, I mean, let's face it, Century didn't lead, but until the 3 seconds, and she was getting weak side boards late in that game yesterday in the fourth quarter.
Same thing. She just kept on coming.
Second toss. Both good. 9-4. Patriots trailing it by a nickel with 1:45 remaining in the first quarter. Nolan, this is Annie Vossler. Ball above their heads, passing across the Century zone.
Bruner's out now. They've gone back to a straight zone.
Olsen on the left side. This is her here. Nice looking shot by Olsen, and it's good.
That was a great feed from the top by Annie Vossler.
There's some good ball movement.
You bet.
11-4. Bismarck. Nieswag, and a little pressure, and Knoll too close. Emily's first, the team's fourth. Century will play it in. Mandy Holden to check it in right in front of Don Hansen's cookies. My goodness, can this guy eat? Oh, that's mine.
That's yours. You have the record.
11. I said during the break, I'll be first team all cookie by the end of the
unanimous choice.
Nieswag playing catch. This is Mork on the outside. Mork primarily used with that high-low with McDermott. Now McDermott's on the bench for Century with a couple of fouls. Armstrong is in there now in the paint. They're running Mork outside, and they're just kind of dropping too deep. Now the shot from the outside is off the mark. Ooh, and crashing into the first row of the Civic Center here was Mork. Unlike the indoor football league, where if a football enters the stands, you keep it. If a player enters, you must throw her back here in the
must throw her back, right. And I don't believe they're going to let us keep the basketball.
Don, just to show you, there's another stack just brought in to Leslie.
Right, right. Yeah. We'll pass them on to Leslie.
Under a minute to get.
She's a little behind in the race.
D-Wall taking an assertive move and fouling from the top side down is going to be McNulty, and that's Sarah's first. 26.8. Well, you got to love crowd mics. And Rich Hublin, you can hear from here to the state capitol saying one shot. He's content with going into the second quarter with a 7-point lead or more if he can get it.
Right. He's looking exactly to either get the last shot or be satisfied.
Olsen dribbling around the perimeter. Now we're at 10 seconds and the clock winding down.
Century putting on very good pressure here at the end.
They're doing a great job.
Annie Vossler and called for the offensive foul. Trying to force your way on the baseline. Century keeps their position.
Century may have an opportunity, but it's a long ways down the court.
Vossler's first personal, 2.7 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Inbounds pass comes. Another pass. And buzzer, no shot. And we have played 8 minutes in this semifinal game. Hey, the winner moves out of the state tournament. And the Bismarck Demons, after 1 quarter of play, have a 7-point lead on Bismarck Century. We're back with the second quarter on West Dakota Fox coming up.
Can I help?
Coming up.
Can I help you, sir?
Table for 2, please.
You have a reservation, sir?
How about for George Washington?
Next.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, Century came out in box and 1, trying to keep Natalie Bruner out of it. You see her over there. She's being guarded 1-on-1. The other 4 are playing zone for Century. The idea is to keep Natalie out of the game. Unfortunately for Century, Bismarck High, other players have delivered, as Lindsay Ness did on this shot. And that's caused problems for Century. They're now out of the box and one, trying to react to create some plays for themselves on the defensive end.
Natalie Brunner, and a very good point, Coach. Natalie Brunner single-handedly, disrupts. You've got a plan when you play Bismarck. You sit down, and if you're Coach Dean Straley, number one is, okay, what are we going to do with Brunner? And then you go from there.
That's right. What I noticed right now is Bismarck switched their defense. There was a little 1-3-1, but now they come back man-to-man right out of the out-of-bounds play.
Century has it. Here's Holden. Boy, she answered a call last night in the fourth. Hey, Julie Moore.
There's a sweet baseline jumper there by Julie Moore.
We've seen how the bench played a factor in our first semifinal game tonight. And the bench playing a factor here. Moore coming off and nailing one there, the 5'11 junior, long distance three. Sooner or later, Emily Knowles going to get connected there. Ness the board on the weak side. Her shot no good. Now the 2-point takedown. Boy, D. Wall and McDermott. Fargo North, the top seed in the East region, defeating Red River tonight by 8. West Fargo and Shanley playing tonight. And the other semifinal game at the Fargo Civic Auditorium, where next weekend it'll house the mix, the West and the East, for the state tournament.
Have we heard any results from the afternoon round?
Now we'll put our crack staff on that. Ball knocked out of bounds. Hardest working staff in television. I ran into 2 people today that slept here last night. 11-6 is Bismarck. Natalie Brunner, the pick, left hand across the line, but her pass knocked away. Holden got her hands on it. Nieswag, Holden to the rack, and no. Ness battling Holden, and oh my, I can't stomach this. We've had more takedowns and grapples in this one.
Bodies flying everywhere. It looks like a football game out here a little bit instead of a basketball game.
Well, they're playing hard.
Yeah, they are.
They really want this one.
Leslie, now we might have to activate you in your other career here pretty soon, right?
Oh, sure.
Physical therapy out there?
Well, I don't know what well, the camera was off. Jack stole the cookies back. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
5-point lead. Here's a long distance shot. Eventually they got to go. You know, that's what you do. If you're a shooter, we talked about it yesterday. You just keep doing it until she falls.
Keep shooting.
Got to be a height limit on some of these threes. Boy, I'll tell you what, Ellis for Williston, we've seen in our last game some bombs that were thrown
Freeze
up.
and Wright.
Freeze and Wright. Nikki Wright.
I think they're probably fortunate they're playing in the Civic Center because the regular gym wouldn't hold them.
That's exactly right. I mean, these girls, but that's great. I mean, you know, if you shoot it up and you get that arc, I mean, number one, you're going to avoid it being blocked. That's number one. Mandy Holden got the last foul. That's her second. Or excuse me, Natalie Brunner for Bismarck, her first. And now a double dribble. Dr. Rod Jonas in our coach's corner. Coach, what do you have?
This game reminds me a lot of the Mandan Minot game. It's a very slow tempo. It's turned into a half-court game. You're seeing very few transition buckets, which is really in the favor of Century. Bismarck needs to create turnovers, and they're a transition team. So who knows? Maybe we'll have the same outcome as the first one. We'll have an upset. We'll see.
Well, it certainly has that flavor. Bismarck leading it by 8, but it's really... It's like a stalemate as far as each team trying to get into what they want to do. Now the feed inside, the guard post up. McNulty may get caught here. And if it is on Sarah, it's her second personal, Leslie, as we take another look from Tool Crib.
And that whole possession that Bismarck High had, Sarah McNulty was all over Natalie Brunner. And that time, Natalie just ended up getting low side block position, and Sarah just a little bit too much contact.
McNulty second. Here's Natalie Brunner. Last night, 32 points done. She misses the free throw. Got a rebound. Hoists one up because she had arms on her trying to guard, just maybe get the call. It'll go back to Century. Those 32 points last night got Natalie Brunner into the record books in the West Region Tournament.
Yes, it did. I believe it might have put her into second place in the opening round.
Second place indeed. Mork, penetration, stuff. Ness might have been the party underneath. And Lindsay Ness is intimidating inside. They're posting up Bruner as the ball swings around the net.
They've decided against the box and one to put her inside and make it look like a regular zone.
And they're trying to feed her. Look at the position. Look at the position by Natalie Bruner.
Natalie just battling in there for position. She's doing a heck of a job using her body, making contact with Sarah McNulty and drawing the foul.
We take another look from Tool Crib, and you're right. You post up your guards, and even though the two, as far as height and position, even up, it's almost a mismatch because of the way Bruner's style of play is. I mean, when she gets inside the paint, she becomes a post.
And the nice thing about Natalie inside, when she does get the ball, she doesn't turn, put the ball on the floor. She turns and she can shoot that jump shot.
Hits the first. McNulty with 3 fouls now. Misses the second. Ness with those long arms, the rebound, but she hopped with the basketball, and that's a travel. 4:59 remaining in the first half. Bismarck leading Bismarck Century 15-6.
Sure, Century feels fine. This is where they were last night, as we mentioned before.
Demons coming out with pressure. Century poised. Bork. And she forced it. But McDermott there for the board. Cleans it up. No, she missed it. 2 looks for Bismarck Century. They fail to connect. Knoll. Cross-court pass to Vossler, and a dangerous one. McDermott across the timeline, and boy, Century got away with a couple of bounces there. Not the cleanest of transitions. Lacey Armstrong, the travel, another turnover, and a timeout on the floor. 4:25 remaining in the first half of play. Our semifinal game. The Bismarck Demons leading Bismarck Century 15-6. You're watching the 2000 West Region on West Dakota Fox.
Why not daily?
15-6, Bismarck leading Bismarck Century. And keep in mind, tonight after the game, it's the most intense hour on television, and you are riding shotgun. Strap yourself in for an all-new Police Videos. Then, everything's bigger in Texas, even the Monsters, and an all-new Freaky Links, followed by the Star Trek Voyager and World Championship Wrestling. It's tonight following the game right here on West Dakota Fox. Headbands in style. Those every year it's something different, isn't it?
Well, we got to have something different. One year it might be the ponytails and the different tie-ups. Now we got to have a little bit of the headband.
Demons have the ball and the lead, and underneath the basket, battling for position, Lindsay Ness. And she is caught with a foul.
I believe she might have got caught for an illegal screen there, trying to set something for Bruner.
That'll be number 2 on Lindsay. And Lacey Dewall is in. Ness is off. Rod Jonas in our coach's corner as stepping to the stripe, Lacey Armstrong for Century.
Lindsay Ness picked up another foul there. That is a very big problem for Bismarck if she gets into foul trouble. She's a major part of their defense, especially on the inside. Without her, they're just not the same team defensively.
Armstrong misses the free throw. McDermott there for yet another rebound. Her shot goes wide, and the loose ball knocked out by Century. Here's Vossler. Pass to D-Wall. Low-scoring affair, and I guess if you're going to make it that way, it would favor the team from Bismarck Century, I would imagine, or not, Don.
Well, eventually it may start. Bismarck is a transition team, as Dr. Jonas said, and if you're a transition team and can't run, eventually it starts bothering you.
Bruner gets the pass from D-Wall and just muscles it in.
Second effort by Bruner there. She had that first shot and just missed a little short, stayed with it. Ends up with 2.
Natalie's probably spent some time in the weight room. I mean, she holds her own underneath that.
Oh, yes, she does. And she enjoys being in there.
Ball knocked out by Bruner. 17-6. 3:21 remaining in the first half. Bismarck Century, little trouble getting it in, and now it's picked off. Esplin, one-on-one with Nieswar. Esplin, stop, jump, shoot, shot off the mark. But the rebound on the weak side, and Bismarck now just saying, if you want to play physical, we'll play physical.
That's it, and there was Weigel again on the backside.
Pam Weigel, the 5'10 sophomore, for her efforts, will get a trip to the line. The foul On Bismarck Century. Free throw is good by Weigel. She is 3 for 3 from there tonight.
Foul was on Lacey Armstrong.
Armstrong with her first. (19-6). As Weigel gets both throws. Holden picks up the dribble on the left side, guarded by Bruner. In trouble now. Finally gets it away to Nieswalk. Nieswalk stopped from 16. It's short. Esplin the board. 2:49 remaining in the first half. The loser of this game will play Williston tomorrow night at 6:30. And the loser of this game is not guaranteed a berth at state. You'd have to win one more.
Have to win one.
D-Wall, Vossler, good move. Annie Vossler jump shot and just off the mark. But a nice move by Annie Vossler. She freed herself.
Yes,
Use
she
that
did.
ball fake and that one dribble pop up for that jump shot. You don't see that. Actually, you see a little bit more often now than you did a few years ago. But that's a great shot, pulling up off that dribble and hitting the jumper.
In from the EDC. South over Central. I believe that was the opening round game last night. Jamestown today defeating Devil's Lake 45-37.
There we go. We're short one yet.
Well, look at Bob. Like a, I'll tell you, that crack staff is working.
They're working hard.
McDermott hits the free throws. Now, that group is tough. 19-8. 11-point Bismarck lead. D-Wall. Now the pass, that's Weigel. The right corner up top. Betsy Olsen is checked in. Bruner is in the middle again, posting up. Century.
Bismarck is spread a little bit so that they give Bruner a little more room to operate inside.
Well, Mandy Holden really using the energy guarding her. There's the pass to Bruner. She might have traveled before she got or it's an offensive foul. And she lowered the shoulder. I think we saw that, Leslie, as we take another look from Tool Crib of the North.
Yeah, and she's going to fight hard for position, as she has been all evening. Has the girl pinned on her, and then Julie Mort comes over. Real smart play by Julie to get over there to help out, and draws the offensive foul from Bruner.
And you look at that particular call in basketball, and you talk about initiating contact, and certainly Natalie was the guilty party there. Mort with great position. As you mentioned, 139. Century, though, it just seems they're struggling a little bit here to get into an offensive flow. Now the shot blocked, getting up there. Betsy Olsen, and now the ball down, and Olsen ties up Lacey Armstrong.
Century needs the scorer here in order to stay close. You can't give Bismarck enough. They pulled it out last night, but Bismarck is, with Natalie Bruner in there, is a factor.
Century, pass comes in. Mork handles the ball well for one of the taller ladies in this tournament.
Yeah, she does. She works very hard. She's always working around the offensive boards.
Trailing it by 11. Century trying to put that rock in that basket. They have one field goal in the second quarter. They had one field goal in the first quarter. And we're 66 seconds away from halftime as Emily Knoll reaching between the arms of Lacey Armstrong. And Knoll has her second personal. Now, Bismarck, Don, it's not a concern, I guess, yet. Rod Jonas was talking about this earlier. Ness with 2, Bruner with 2, Knoll with a couple, Esplin with a couple.
They can't afford to get Bruner or Ness, especially those two in serious foul trouble right away.
Armstrong a bit shy in it. First toss, the 5'9" senior can cut this to a 10-point game by making this here. (19-9) with 1:04 remaining in the first half. Clock winding down. Vossler, high pass court wide. Olsen, who goes right back to Vossler in the corner. Again, playing catch. Across that defensive Bismarck Century, just lobbing the ball over. Vossler in the paint, draws body contact. Pass/shot doesn't go. I mean, it looked as if she's looking to go back door.
Defense got a good piece of the basketball right there.
Wow, now Bismarck Century can hold out and get this thing under 10. They choose to go for the last shot of the quarter. Problem is, Mandy Holden throws it away. Bossler defensively just tied her up.
Excellent defense by Bismarck. They took away all the passing lanes and just wouldn't let them have the ball.
Now the Bismarck Demons have a crack at the basket. Emily Knoll walks it up, the 5'5" junior.
Notice Bismarck has Bruner out and Ness out, so there's no more fouls before the half.
Betsy Olson standing with it. We're now under 12 as the clock goes to 10 seconds. Bossler finding Knoll. Thought about a 3 as we go to 5. Back to Bossler, taken away by Mork. Gets out of bounds with 1.8 remaining in the half.
And there's Mork again on the hustle. She just plays so hard.
That's Julie Mork, a 5'11" junior. D-Wall will be the trigger person as she gets it in. Here's Olson at the buzzer. No, a little bit short. We come to halftime. 16 minutes in the book of basketball, semifinal basketball. This one a low-scoring affair for the Bismarck Civic Center as the Demons lead Century by a score of 19-9.
I can't believe it.
Bismarck certainly is stepping it up a notch defensively, holding the Century Patriots to just 2 field goals in the first 16 minutes. 5 points in the second quarter, 4 in the first. But on the other side of the ledger, the Bismarck Demons themselves held to a very low total for them, just 19 points in the first half. Leslie Jacobson, we have her standing by, and we'll get more now as we go to halftime.
Coach Hovland, low-scoring affair for your ball club, but still up 10 points. Give me a little insight on that.
Kind of similar to the last game I think we played. It was about 22-10 at halftime of that one, too. And we kind of relaxed. I think a lot of kids just, we quit looking to score. We tried to spread them out a little bit and isolate Natalie inside, and which we had some success with, but once they all collapse, we have to shoot the basketball. And I think that's the adjustment we're going to have to make.
Natalie getting a little bit pushed around in there. They're kind of running, it looks similar to a box and chaser. Any ideas on that?
Well, we were hoping that by isolating her inside, you know, they would have to put some heat on her and foul her a little bit, which they did, but you know, they're riding her all over, which is not a good scenario either. So we may have to make some adjustments and get her in and out of there a little bit. And defensively, you know, extremely good half. We're very happy with that.
Great job, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. We'll take it back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Got to be happy with the defense. You bet, Coach. You've held the opponent to 9 points. Problem is, you've only scored 19. We're back with our halftime show. Demons lead Century 19-9 on West Dakota Fox. Some notice, and Coach, well, obviously the defense has had something to do about this. The shooting tonight in the first half, not exactly tearing up the nets.
Well, what Century's doing is running that box and one. You can see Bruner here running back and forth across the baseline. They're trying to isolate her low, just as Rich Hovland indicated, so that they can get her the ball, since she's 1-on-1 with that player. In this particular play, she was fouled, but she got great position. They may try to do that again. And I think, as Rich said, they had struggles with it. They got her the ball a few times, but it kind of slowed them down offensively. So I think they're going to change that a little bit in the second half.
Thank you very much, Coach. Don Hanson, Leslie Jacobson with us courtside here. And Don, you look at the percentages inside, and I like what Coach Hovland did. Obviously, when Natalie Bruner's getting chased around, go post her up and make them bang her around underneath, and at least you come out with maybe some layups or free throws, which she did both.
Well, the toughest thing for a guard, and that's what Natalie is, she's a guard, and she's taking her guard inside, and they're not used to playing defense in there, and that makes it that much tougher. But you have to give Century girls a lot of credit. They have done an excellent job in there. The Century team, the biggest problem is they're only shooting 13%, and I'm sure Leslie is going to ask Coach if what they can do to pick that up.
That's right. Bismarck led by Pam Weigel off the bench. Bruner, Noel DeWall with 3, and Century with just 9 points in the first half. And certainly that has to change. I mean, this game, a low-scoring affair.
When the last time that Natalie Bruner had 3 at halftime?
Let's stand by. Leslie Jacobson standing by. I believe Dean Straley, the coach of Bismarck Century, with her. Leslie?
Hi, I'm standing here with Coach Straley. Coach, I'm looking at the stat sheet here. Rebounds look pretty even. Turnovers look pretty even, but the shooting percentage not so even.
Well, we got to take our time. We're just rushing everything right now. We just got to turn, get squared up, get some good shots off, take our time a little bit, make them do some things. Our guards have to penetrate a little bit, get to the baskets, create a little bit for us. And we should be all right. We just got to get a little more patient, do things the right way, that like we know how, and we should be all right.
Good for you. Hey, best of luck in the second half, and now we'll head it back to you, Jack.
Thank you very much, Leslie. When we come back, the second half, Bismarck leading Bismarck Century 19-9 at the break. We're back with the second half, West Region Basketball on West Dakota Fox. Back at the Bismarck Civic Center, it's starting to start the second half. The Bismarck Demons will trigger it. The Demons start with Nolan Esplin, DeWalt, the high post, and Ness underneath with Bruner. Just, I guess, doing what she wants, Don. She's running right now because she's being chased all over the court. If she left the gym, Nieswag or McNulty was ever going to be on her in the second half, they would leave with her.
This is a case, she goes to the water fountain, they're going with her.
If she goes out, starts the car, leaves the Civic Center, right behind her or in the same seat, will be 19-9. Well, Leslie, obviously, and how about this? Right down Peachtree is Nieswag.
That's a nice heads-up move by Kelsey Nieswag. She had her girl beat. She's playing her on the side there, just went in nice for the layup. 2 field goals, Leslie, in the first 16 minutes for Century. Now they've already got another one in the first 40 seconds of the second half, and Bruner able to create for her 5th point of the game. Well, they're halfway there if they're going to match what they did first half, but I don't think Coach Striley's up for that.
Last night, Bismarck Century upset. You have to use that word because of seedings. Dickinson. They had 2 quarters in which the offense just was not there. They had 1 mediocre quarter, Don, and then they had the explosion. Well, the first 2 quarters of this game are the 2 low quarters. Do we expect a mediocre explosion tonight?
Does that mean that we're going to have the same thing?
I don't know.
Time will tell.
D-Wall inside, good feed. Good post up by Ness, too. Rod Jonas, nice look there.
They came out in the box and won again, Century did, and as Rich Hudlin indicated, he was going to change up a little bit to get Natalie Bruner to the ball. They're giving it to her on the perimeter, and she's just going one-on-one. That time they found Lindsay Ness open, but you'll see that Bruner's going to get the ball on the perimeter and try to penetrate.
For Century, Nieswag penetrates, and DeWall the party as we take another look from Tool Creek of the North.
Nice little crossover there by Nieswag, and she's going to penetrate in, pull up, try and hit that jumper, and get fouled by Lacey DeWall.
Wade Weston, during our halftime break, had a chance to talk with the parents of Carrie Hansen, who's headed on to Division I Kansas State, the Mandan star guard. Nieswag misses the free throw. I wonder if you left Natalie Bruner and Carrie Hansen of Mandan in a room alone. No clock, no people, no windows, 2 hoops. What would happen? Maybe 1 hoop.
They'd play all night.
DeWall, pass to Bruner, set shot, swish.
See what set that shot up was that ball fake. She faked the pass, pulled back, and hits that shot. Nice job by Natalie Bruner.
25-12, Bismarck's lead is 13.
They're also running a little bit of a fixed series off the baseline to let her come off of it.
Bruner forces the steal. Esplin pirouetting in the lane. Pretty shot, but doesn't get it to go. Rebound is tapped free, and oh my, tied up on the floor. I think I just saw Megan Esplin's head connect with the hardwood floors here in Bismarck. I'll tell you what, these 2 teams mean business.
They came to play. That crosstown rivalry always brings out the best in teams, and it's definitely doing that tonight.
Just playing aggressive basketball.
We're here in Bismarck at the Civic Center, where you find in the Class A ranks is another turnover for Century. Holden just lopped it. Bruner gets it, and now McNulty. The foul will be a short timeout. Sarah just picked up her 4th personal foul. That's going to play a major factor. Me being from Fargo, knowing with Fargo North, Fargo South, the West Fargo's involved in all that, and Fargo Shanley in that area. As we take another look here, this is just going to be McNulty reaching in. The rivalries, North and South, is a built-in rivalry. Shanley, West Fargo, and then everyone else kind of develops it. What about the Bismarck-Mandan area? You got St. Mary's, Century, Bismarck, and Mandan. Where do the rivalries develop? What are the natural rivalries? What are the rivalries outside those communities?
With girls basketball, back in my day, it used to be, a long time ago, used to be Bismarck High Century. We used to butt heads. Okay. I think now the rivalries switched a little bit more toward the Mandan Bismarck High School.
I believe that's true. Because of them both having success, they've battled each other for a state title last year. I think that they've become very intense in that situation.
5:30 remaining in the third quarter of play. 25-12, Bismarck on top. D-Wall. This is Knoll. Had a 3 in the first half. This one off the front of the rim. D-Wall knocks it to Esplin, finds Bruner. She's always dangerous from there. I mean, that might as well give her a layup. Can't leave that girl open. 3 field goals in the third quarter. 9 points for Natalie Bruner. McDermott on the pass. Underneath. Shot off by Holden. Ball is loose. Popped up. It's free. It's loose. It's loose. And it's Bismarck.
There was a lot of people touched the ball that time.
Olsen to check in along with Weigel for the Bismarck Demons. D-Wall will get a breather along with Emily Knoll.
That last possession, we might have wanted to cue the circus music.
Yeah, that was it.
Who has it now?
Exactly.
Rod Jonas in our coach's corner. We have him perched high at top. Ashley McDermott now coming out. I would assume maybe there's... They've already had the blood rule in effect.
Evidently there's a little blood on the elbow. So she's going down to be treated.
Bruner. Esplin. Flashing into the paint was Olsen, and then Ness comes second. Corner into the middle. Ness jumper, no. Weigel there for the offensive board. Another tie-up. This one will stay with Bismarck, and a timeout on the floor with 4:33 remaining in the third quarter of play for the Bismarck Civic Center. The Bismarck Demons, who led it at the half by 10, have now stretched that lead 27-12 with 4:33 in the third. We're back with more of the West Region Tournament on West Dakota Fox after this. Coming up tonight after the game, stay tuned. It's the most intense hour on television, and you're riding shotgun on this one. Strap yourself in. All new episodes of Police Videos. Then everything's bigger in Texas, even the Monsters, and all new Freaky Links, followed by the Star Trek Voyager World Championship Wrestling. What a lineup tonight right here on West Dakota Fox following the game. Rod Jonas, I don't know if you have any Freaky Links up there on that coach's perch.
Not too many.
What do you have for us here? Obviously, Bruner's been more of a factor, as explained earlier here in the third quarter.
But I think the big story here is still Century's inability to score. They just have a hard time scoring. I've been looking at their stats. They don't have one player that averages over 8 points a game. They shot about 35% for the year, and the story is just staying the same here. They just have a hard time scoring, and it's not that Bismarck is playing that great, but Century is just having a hard time putting the ball in the hole.
Olsen, top key, Esplin, and that's just a big shot there. Esplin.
As the margin widens, Bismarck is relaxing more and more, and it's going to make it real tough now for Century.
30-12. You know, back in the first quarter when Century was having trouble scoring, it wasn't as if Bismarck was opening up the lead that much. You know, at least it was staying within 5, maybe 7. And you're right. Now it's opening up a little bit more as Julie Mork makes a move at the baseline and draws the contact underneath. As we take another look from Toole, Crib of the North.
Mork gets a good pass here on the baseline and does the right thing. She penetrates. She's got the girl on her back. Number 55 goes to the hole and gets fouled.
Julie Mork didn't exactly line up that scoring column as you saw. 4 points yesterday in that game against Dickinson, but big rebounds.
And she got the last 2 free throws.
Yeah, she did. She got the biggest points of the game at the end. Now Mork able to convert some now on the free throw end. This is Bruner. They set the pick outside. Esplin's feeling it already. He's starting to get hot from the outside. The shot doesn't go, but it's Bismarck that comes up with it. Bruner tries to draw contact on her shot. Nieswag really created some trouble there, and Century ends up getting the basketball back. Got to be concerned, Leslie, if you're Dean Straley here. How do you implement offense?
You just got to try it. They've got to move the ball around for Century, and I think penetration, like we had that last time, drawing the foul, was a good move on Century's part.
Jump shot, no. Rebound, Olsen battling, and a good fight by Lacey Armstrong for Bismarck Century. You know, Century closed the gap against Dickinson last night. We keep referring to that game. Every time I say it, Don Hansen has this crunched up look in his face as if to say, but tonight it's Bismarck, and it's maybe a little different story. Here's Holden.
Well, the difference is that Bruner and Ness is creating so much trouble inside.
Natalie Bruner, coast to coast, contact, count it, and a foul. They create chaos, Leslie, as we take another look.
And Natalie Bruner, so dangerous in the open court. And here she's got the ball up ahead and goes in for a layup. And she's been getting bodied all night. This one falls first. She's got an opportunity to complete the three-point play.
Mandy Holden, her third personal. Here's Bruner with that ball above her head, snaps the wrist, clean and smooth. 9 third-quarter points. 12 for the game. 44 for the tournament. 2:52 remaining in the third. Armstrong on the elbow. Here's a three for Holden. Good looking shooter, but just wide right. The ball is loose. Olsen has it, holding that thing like a loaf of bread, cradling it. Emily Knoll just lost control. Just in a hurry. Annie Bossler checking in. Betsy Olsen getting a little bit of a breather. You look at this floor, and it's one of my favorite floors in the state of North Dakota here at the Bismarck Civic Center. But there are portions of this floor, are there not, that where there isn't something underneath there.
Well,
at one time it can deaden out on you. At other time you might hit some kind of stud underneath there, and it'll take off on you.
They basically have eliminated a lot of those, though. It used to have really some dead spots right around the half court. You'd be on the full fast break, and all of a sudden the ball wasn't with you.
This, I understand, though, is an offensive foul called. A brand new floor here, Don and Leslie, and Rod, this might be a little different than the last time we were in the Civic Center. They've cleaned up, as you say, a lot of that activity. This looks like a Boston parquet going on here.
Well, this has become a beautiful arena with now that they can close in the curtains and bring the crowd in closer and everything. This is where you like to play basketball.
It is one of the most intimate settings for basketball. The Bismarck Civic Center.
I believe this floor might be about 8 years old. And in fact, I think out at the University of Mary, we were the first to play on it against NDSU. Nadine Schmidt had to guard her. We lost by 50.
Not a bad career for Nadine. You held her to how many?
I think she had 35 that game.
Good D, Les.
Yeah.
Pass inside.
She was taking it easy on me.
Nadine is currently one of the top 10 scorers in the history of North Dakota, so you had to guard a pretty good one.
Minute 47 remaining in the third quarter. Went on to have a great career at North Dakota State, as you mentioned.
From the little town of Braddock.
Jill Castleberry on for Bismarck Century there. Mork is in there. Nieswag with Holden. And McDermott. The Demons, that's Knoll, thinking about a three. Passes it up, comes near side to Vossler. Cross-court pass. Esplin, penetration, now double teamed. Vossler has it. Pass to D-Wall. Her shot blocked by Mort. McDermott comes down loose with it. And D-Wall, even though she got the brunt of the collision, is going to be called for the foul. Rod Jonas has a great look at this Bismarck Civic Center, looking down on this contest, Rod.
Yeah, it's a great view from up here, but I'd like the game to quicken up a little bit if that were possible. Century, I think, needs to put the ball on the floor, just like that girl did right there. They need to find a way to create some shots. They just can't rely on the offense and move it on the perimeter. They need to put the ball on the floor.
Now, Nieswag was part of that group that got it going last night when they needed to put that ball in the basket. Nieswag with 7 points, 33-16. The lead 17 for Bismarck. And the Demons not necessarily in a ton of a hurried motion here to get things done. They're doing a lot of the court-wide passing across that defense. Esplin, nice looking move with the paint. No. Guess who's there for the board? Well, I'll tell you, Weigel, every point she gets, every time she touches the ball, whenever she makes a decision to do something, it's just positive.
She's been in the right spot at the right time. There's another underclassman arriving at the right time again.
You know, she gives up some size, too. They've got Weigel and Mork underneath as the three-point shot misses. The ball tapped free, and guess who has it again? And look at that outlet. Falling down finds Knoll, who finds Esplin, who turns around and misses the shot as time goes to 2.1 seconds, and a foul on the rebound.
And that's a tough foul for Bismarck High and Lacey DeWall. Loose ball foul, but it was the right call. It was a foul.
A hustle foul.
Yep.
Ness back in. I noticed Ness has tape on the back of it. Is that because there's blood on the uniform of Lindsay Ness? She's got some
That's a possibility.
Yeah,
tape. Is that
I saw him taping her up. Yep, there's a little bit of red spot back there.
So the third quarter comes to a close here at the fine Bismarck Civic Center. Dr. Rod Jonas having fun. We're going to send him up a sandwich. 35-16. Bismarck has the lead. We're back for the fourth stanza after this on West Dakota Fox. Really appreciate having his insight, Rod, as we look at Natalie Bruner.
The key to Natalie Bruner is she's such a great athlete. She can convert, and she can hang in the air and has great body control. And she's just a great player, and she can create offense for Bismarck High. And Century could use a player like that right now who could find them some buckets and find them a way to get some points, because one of their players is going to have to step up and create something.
Coach, and I'm sitting with Don Hanson, Leslie Jacobson. You know, when you look at these high school kids, we've seen so many great athletes in this tournament. What separates a young lady that at the high school level from a young lady at the collegiate level as a freshman and sophomore?
I'd say more than anything is their physical structure to the game. I think between your freshman or your senior year and your freshman year of college, you need to put on a little more muscle mass because it gets a little more physical in the college game.
Century to start it. They make the pass up top, and now Jeffress says you had control in the front court. You came back and had control in the back court, and that's over and back. Don, you agree with Leslie about the physical play?
Right, the strength. There's just so much difference. The freshmen come in, and very seldom does a freshman come in and start to contribute to a varsity college team until about the 7th, 8th, maybe the 10th game of the season, maybe 15th. Because all of a sudden then they start realizing the strength and the physicalness of the game, like she says.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Demons retain it. Knoll passes up the 19-footer, draws contact on the 7-footer. And Bismarck taking it to the rack. And for her efforts, marked the foul.
And here we've got great penetration. And again, she's pulling up, hitting that jump shot, and Julie Mork steps over and gives her a little body contact with a foul.
Rod?
Well, I think the great thing about Century is they have played hard this game. Now, the defensive end, they have really done a great job. Unfortunately, their offensive end isn't open yet, but defensively, they played physical, and they've made every shot for Bismarck tough.
1 of 2 for Knoll, 36-16.
Coach Striley cannot complain for effort. He's had the effort. It's just that the ball, they're just not getting very many good looks at the basket.
Lindsay Ness reaching in, her third personal foul. In case you just joined us tonight, earlier in the semifinal game number 1 this evening, Minot High shocks Mandan 53-46, and I don't want to underestimate the game Minot played, but it was a shock. Anytime a team is undefeated, hasn't lost since last year's regional championship game, let's face it, Minot High did what nobody thought maybe they were able to do.
Especially when the margin of the last game that they played was over 30 points, and that wasn't very long ago. So, you know, that makes a big, big difference.
Great game scheme by Coach Anderson. Kind of slowed the game down and took Mandan out of their up-tempo type game.
Bismarck Century right now looking for just a shot in the arm. And all of a sudden, Mandy Holden fouling Natalie Bruner. 3 games televised tomorrow here on West Dakota Fox.
And those first 2 are real big because that's the last 2 entrants to go to the state.
Ness fires it to Knoll, who's in there with Weigel, Bruner, and this is Esplin. Finds Bruner. And there's a set shot 3 that's short. Rebound, McNulty. Finds a streaking Holden. Bruner coming for the backside. Shot contested. It's out of bounds. Last to touch it, Bismarck Century, or was it? Yes, Julie Mork. Good hustle by Mork.
She came in from out of nowhere, flew in there, and almost had an offensive board.
Bruner Knoll, Esplin, 3, long distance shot, nothing. But Emily Knoll is there for the board. Bismarck right now just a little more active, a little more fresh, a little more aggressive. And there's the pileup out of it. Rest my case now.
Bismarck has had the opportunity to sub quite freely in this ball game, and as a result, just a little bit pressure.
Esplin with 7. It's a 5'8" senior. 5:54 remaining in regulation. 38-16.
Their Century's gone with 6. Just for one moment, they had the 7th one in there when we had the blood situation.
Rod, right now, Bismarck Century, they need something. A splash of water on the face or something, right, Coach?
Well, I think one thing they could try yet before this game ends to see if they can get anything to happen is on the defensive end. I think they're going to have to get out of that zone. They're going to have tried to. I think they're going to have to try to make something happen. Maybe come out man-to-man after this timeout, but try to make something happen defensively so they can get some turnovers.
You know, whatever the outcome is, and you're right. I mean, whatever the outcome is here, you know, this is not it. If you lose this, you're not out of the tournament. You want to finish strong in this game, do you not? To take something with you for tomorrow, whether you're playing in the championship game or a game in which a state qualification is on the line.
You love to be able to go into the locker room and talk about something positive, because that's the thing that's going to carry you tomorrow. You want to get yourself going and come in with something positive to talk about in either case, whether you're whichever team you're talking about, because that's what the key is for that team that's facing the elimination game tomorrow.
I think the positive that can be taken into either locker room is the hard play that both teams have exhibited tonight on the floor.
You basically get here to Bismarck at this time of the year, and you know, you plan on playing several games. You know, let's face it, during the course of the year, you might play a game on a Tuesday or later in the week, or, you know, it used to be you'd play a game maybe a Friday and Saturday or whatever. You know, that's changed, but never bing, bang, bong. You know, you've got to come here and plan and prepare. And some of the intangibles, that fatigue and getting to bed at a certain hour, you're not in your own bed unless you're, of course, Bismarck or Bismarck Century or Mandan or St. Mary's, but it's a whole different feel here at the West Region Tournament.
I'm not so sure that some of the teams, because of the time schedule, aren't going back home.
Maybe to return back. Right?
Except Williston and some others.
Certainly with the travel conditions. Here's Annie Vossner for 3, a little bit shy. Rebound McNulty. Bruner stuffs the pass. It's taken back by Mork. She finds Nieswag and she puts it in.
Nice finish by Kelsey, and that was a nice outlet pass to her to give her that open floor to work in.
Nieswag with 9 of Century's 11 second half points. 38-18, the lead cut to 20. 18 is the lowest point total by a team in the West Region Tournament, as Esplin misses on the long distance shot. One-on-one, mano-a-mano, Holden, Esplin, no call, shot doesn't go. Rebound, Holden puts it back up and in. Demons, Lacey DeWall with it. Bounce past Esplin. Shot doesn't go. Mandy Holden with 4:18 remaining. Her team trailing by 18. Pass inside. McNulty now has it knocked away. It's loose and the Demons have it. DeWall, the 5'10 senior.
We're soon in a position where we got to start looking at that Farm Credit Service player of the game, and we're in a little tough position here.
Well, that's right. I mean, a little bit of contributions from everybody. Good thing we've got time to think about it as we go to break here in the fourth. 3:54 remaining. It's Bismarck 38, Century 20. Winner moves to state tournament action next weekend. We're back after this on West Dakota Fox. Well, I don't know if these fans consider themselves freaky links, but coming up on Fox after our broadcast, all new police videos, and then the all-new Freaky Links, followed by the Star Trek Voyager and World Championship Wrestling. Tonight, following the games on West Dakota Fox. Century has it. Holden. Jump shot short. Good idea. Had the good intentions.
Natalie rushed her on that one. Natalie made a move to try to steal it, and she got in a hurry trying to get the shot off, but she had plenty of time.
3:29 separates the Bismarck Demons from placing themselves in the state tournament next weekend in Fargo. Natalie Bruner, set shot, and that's off. DeWall has it just stripped away from her by Lacey Armstrong.
Again, the effort by Century has just been outstanding on the boards, and the effort has been there. It's just the offense that they can't get going.
Olsen hounding Nieswag. Here's the three-point shot. That one is short. This time Emily Knoll was the party coming in, and if anything, just getting a hand up.
Just took away her concentration for just a moment.
The loser of this one, as we mentioned, plays Williston tomorrow night at 6:30. Olsen, stop, jump, shoots, no. Rebound, DeWall. Her shot partially deflected, and a foul coming out of the crowd, and Jeff Risk pointing at Lacey DeWall, and that's number 4. 2:52 on the clock. Bismarck with 17 fouls here in the second half. Century with just 4. Weigel, who's had a nice game tonight. Pam, the sophomore, coming in. Blue-collar game tonight for Pam Weigel, replacing Lacey DeWall. And at the line is Lacey Armstrong.
Well, she got a lot of key rebounds, got a nice couple outlets, hit the 4 free throws.
Shot off the mark. Century the board. McNulty, jumper good.
Nieswag with a good hustle play, going to get that loose ball.
16-point Bismarck lead. That was to 22 moments ago, so Century has been able to get a couple of field goals. Bismarck just trying to kind of lock themselves into a state tournament here. They've got a commanding lead. Holden the foul, that's her 5th. And Mandy Holden's game is done. She'll finish with 2 points in the game tonight. Last night's Farm-Fitted Services player of the game for Bismarck Century, Mandy Holden. Tonight, different story, different team, different matchup, and certainly when you're facing number 5 for Bismarck, your work is cut out for you.
Well, now Bismarck has gone to a spread offense. They're just going to keep the ball in Natalie's hand, and it's going to create problems for somebody.
Demons triggering it in. Bruner on the left side, bounce past Weigel, 16-footer off the back rim. High in the air is Olsen, and she's tied up. Dr. Rod Jonas in our coach's corner. Rod, what do you have?
Well, Don just stole my thunder there a little bit. They went to that spread offense, and if they do that, Century is going to have a hard time guarding Natalie Bruner. She'll just run out the clock. She'll penetrate. She's such a great ball handler. That's going to be tough for them.
Priceless. Isn't there a commercial or credit card about priceless, and to have a ball handler in this game of basketball is Century able to convert. Laura Turner gets it in. If you have a ball handler, you're in good shape because you got someone to go to.
Well, not only that, but if the ball handler can shoot free throws, that even makes it that much better, because now you can afford to have the ball in his hands at all times, or her hands, and they're going to go to the line, and lots of good things are going to happen.
Weigel, bounce pass outside. Olsen stops on the elbow. A swish. 4 points for Olsen in the game. 16-point Bismarck lead. 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining. But right now, it looks like the team from Bismarck, as far as the Demons go,
I think we can safely say, safely say that Bismarck's on their way back to the state.
Armstrong puts one in. Not going to go away quietly. 40-26, but we're under a minute in time. The enemy of the Patriots. Cross-court pass. Bruner stepping through traffic. Squeezed on the top. Nieswag.
I believe we're going to see a whole rash of substitutions here in the last minute.
Well, a hard-fought game
teams
here tonight at the Bismarck Civic Center by both squads. Bismarck Century will now look forward to playing Williston. And they still have an opportunity to get to the state tournament next week. The Bismarck Demons, meanwhile, will be making a trip to Fargo next weekend for sure. And all that's left for them is the seeding in the championship game tomorrow night.
And WDA championship was always kind of nice, too, when they battle with Minot tomorrow.
Be 2 new teams, Don, right? In the 2000s,
right,
and there was in 1999. 45 seconds remaining. Bossler, cross-court pass is taken away. Castleberry, Bismarck gets it back. Annie Vossler jumping, shooting, off the mark. Ball is knocked free. Century gets it. "27 seconds remaining. Semifinal round of the West Region Girls Basketball Tournament. Century Patriots working the ball. Around the outside. Mallory Freilich who's in. Bismarck coming back, and Annie Vossler. Vossler just a sophomore. Out of underclassmen in there. Natwick, Lindsay Natwick is in. At the high post. Olsen, and this one is over. The Bismarck Demons defeating Bismarck Century by a final score of 40-26. And now the Bismarck Demons will be advancing to the championship game tomorrow night on West Dakota Fox. They'll be battling Minot High. The Bismarck Demons and Minot Majettes are heading to the state tournament. They have both qualified with their victories tonight. For Bismarck Century, they now move to tomorrow's 6:30 game to play the Williston Coyotes, and the winner of that game will advance to state. Two things are certain, though. It's Bismarck and Minot advancing for sure, and it's all about the seeding for them. This is where you take a deep breath if you're Minot High or Bismarck.
And relax. You know you have another week of basketball.
Leslie Jacobson will be standing by. We'll get some comments from Rich Hovland. Let's go over to Leslie now, and it's awfully nice to know you're going to the state tournament, Les.
Coach Hovland, headed to the state tournament. We've got Minot to look at tomorrow evening. Seen them twice this year. Anything special or anything you're going to key on in that game?
Well, Jamie Glick's a great player. You know, she's a focal point. She's kind of to Minot what Natalie is to us, you know, on the offensive end. And so you have to take care of her. And, you know, once again, it keeps coming back to us. We have to go play our basketball game. When we start doing a lot of different special things, you know, it's a little more difficult. The brand we play, we're pretty comfortable with, and so we're not going to change a lot of things. We're just going to go up and try to line up and play real good aggressive defense and rebound well and look for shots wherever they come. And we did a much better job of that in the second half of this game and looked a lot more comfortable and had a lot of looks that are going to fall down for us eventually, I think, if we keep after it. So I'm happy for the girls. They're a wonderful bunch of kids, and it's great to see them get the opportunity to keep playing.
Okay, good luck to you, Coach Hovland. We also have with us Pam Weigel. I think she's hanging out behind. Pam, why don't you come on in? Great effort tonight, headed to the state tournament. How you feel about that?
We're very excited.
Great game for you this evening. Didn't look like you had any jitters coming out of the gate.
No, we wanted this really bad, and they're a really good team, and we just had a lot of assets that we used on the court, and we just had a good time.
Congratulations. Now we'll head back to Wade, standing courtside with Century Patriots.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm here with Kelsey Nieswag. Kelsey, a tough game for you. Had a hard time getting the offense going tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Tonight just wasn't our game. We couldn't get our offense going. We had some shots, it just didn't fall for us tonight.
Okay, Coach, you're still alive for the state tournament. You face Williston tomorrow evening. Your thoughts on facing the Coyotes?
Well, we split with them during the year. We've had two real good games with them. I expect it to be another good game. We've got one game to win to get to state, and that's all we're looking forward to. So we're going to play one hard game tomorrow, and we play like we're capable. We're going to go to state.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Kelsey. Back to Jack at the head table.
Appreciate that, Wade. And Leslie, thank you very much. It's the Bismarck Demons defeating Bismarck Century 40-26. Bismarck Minot headed to the state tournament and the championship game tomorrow night. We're back with our Farm Credit Services Player of the Game right after this on West Dakota Fox. Services of North Dakota Player of the Game, and sometimes it's not the person with the most points, but sometimes the intangibles, the hustle, the blue-collar play. And our Farm Credit Services Dakota Player of the Game, Pam Weigel, Don.
Right. She had hit 4 big free throws early and kind of kept things going, and she got big kills, rebounds. She really had the hustle. She was on the floor, created a lot of things for Bismarck High, and had a couple great outlet passes and kind of got the spark going when the game was somewhat close.
6 rebounds, perfect from the